Okay, Trina, if you need to drive, no problem, drive carefully. You can, oh, she's gone already. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, I can see that we're now live on Facebook and Zoom as well. So welcome everybody. It's wonderful to see you all here. I have had a lot of RSVPs, but I hope that people actually do have the right link. But if not, that's not a problem. We can certainly have them join us as we go. So how many of you here actually have learned about mindfulness? Show of hands. I just realized that I'm not on video. Okay, so, all right, let me share with you the 10 things to becoming a mindful eater. See, from improving your sleep to managing stress, mindfulness has been used in a number of areas to help people improve their health and sense of well-being. A number of you were in my other mindful monthly event. Before, I remember Vijit and Grace, you were in my previous one, where I talked about how we can actually use mindfulness as a way to reduce our stress. But today, what I like to focus on sharing is an area that a lot of people are not aware of when they are going for managing their weight while they're on their weight loss journey. In terms of mindset, mindfulness are very, very connected. It has also been widely used in the context of eating. So mindful eating is something that we can pay attention in order to help us become a healthier eater, a more mindful and conscious eater, so that, you know, when we are trying to manage our weight, maintain a healthy weight or body composition, or developing a healthier eating habit, that will definitely help us, you know, to have a more healthy personal eating habits. So the 10 different things I'd like to share with you tonight in order to master the art of mindful eating, hence managing your weight and become, you know, someone that as you go through the journey, majority of you have heard about the program that I focus on helping and serving people, the Transitions Lifestyle System Weight Management Solution, which is TLS, is the idea that mindful eating is part and parcel of that. We talk about the 4 components of TLS. It includes things like low glycemic impact eating, you know, the nutrition component of it, the body composition that is not just about the numbers on the scale, the weight or the pounds, but also, you know, different areas of your body, including your muscle mass, your bone mass, your water percentage, and metabolic age, etc. And then the 3rd component is scientific-based supplementations that can accelerate and help us to become a lot more at ease if we have metabolic fluctuations or things like, you know, hormonal issues. And last but not least is education, because you don't know what you don't know. And if you're not educated, you know, you might not know how to handle your weight management in terms of mindset, in terms of behavior modification, in terms of psychology of food. And so this comes into the area of mindful eating education. So when it comes to mindful eating, the first thing I'd like to share with you is to make it an event. Because all too often we grab a meal on the fly and just scarf it down while running from one errand to another. We're just so busy. When we eat, we don't take time out to enjoy it. And we just eat it so quickly, whether it's like, you know, fast food or engineered food or, you know, or one meeting to the next, we just like really quickly. Like I know for a fact that many of my students doing TLS would say to me, I'm so busy with, you know, work or family or whatever, that I just don't have much time to prepare my meals. And when I eat, I just scoff it down. How many of you have that experience? And so what I would like to encourage you is to make it a point to make your meals an event. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, or snack in between, make sure that you actually have a start and an end where it can help you to be more mindful of what you eat and when you eat, and also avoid grazing all day long and simply just, eating without thinking and going through the motion. Because if you can set an eating schedule, for example, breakfast at 7:30 a.m., lunch at 12 o'clock, snack at 3:30 p.m., dinner at 6:30, say for example, then it can actually help you to make an event of it. Obviously, you have to look at your timetable, but if you can really schedule in, specific times for your meals, then you will have a more healthy and mindful eating schedule. Okay, and then the second thing is to cook your meal. Whenever possible, make it a point to cook your meal or choose food that you've prepared in advance. And when I teach my students in TLS, we always show them the importance of planning your meals in advance. Even like for me, say on Sunday, Saturday, if I go shopping for my week's meals or, the next few days, then Sunday I plan ahead, of what sort of meals I want to cook for the next week. And cooking a meal is a great way for you to connect with the ingredients that you're using and appreciate the time, energy, and effort that went into putting a dish together. And when you're mindful, when you eat, you will actually, absorb it much better. Number 3 is to remove distractions. Having a TV on in the background, like we always say, TV dinner, or scrolling through your phone or your laptop or reading a newspaper while eating, really takes your attention away from your meal. If we can remove those distractions, you sit down, put away all those distractions so that you can really focus on the meal at hand. And I like to use this mindful senses, like the 5 senses. When you look at your food, you use your sight to look at it. I always encourage people to make it eat a rainbow, meaning, different colors of the meal, and you can look at the different colors, what the shapes of the foods are. Then you can smell it using your nose, right? And you can basically just use sensation, to connect with your food. Then when you sit down, once you've made your meal, put your food on the plate, then you grab your cutlery, sit down at the table for the meal to really make an event of it. As I mentioned, in the first point, you can actually set out a nice placemat, even light a candle if you like, or do anything else that can help you transition from life's hustle and bustle, busyness, to really enjoying a nourishing meal. That is something that may be a little challenging for a lot of us busy bees. I'm one. But if we are able to actually make a point to do that, I can assure you, you will be able to eat with enjoyment and also healthier and manage your weight as well. And then take a deep breath. Once you sit down before the meal, you can just take a deep breath. Because taking a deep breath is a simple but effective way to bring yourself into the present moment. When it comes to mindfulness, the key is to be embracing the moment right here, right now. So really, that's the definition of mindfulness. So when we're talking about mindful eating, if you can take a deep breath, then you can be really paying attention in the present moment of the food, the meals that you are going to be enjoying. And as I mentioned, engage your senses. You can, before taking your first bite, pay attention to how does your meal look? What types of aromas or fragrance do you smell? When you put your fork or your chopsticks, for that matter, or knife in the food, how does it feel? So that's the touch part of it. Is the food soft or hard or whatever it is? Really take a moment to engage all of your senses. Then chew your food. Chewing your food can be a great way to slow down and also easily savor the meals that you are enjoying and eating. By chewing your food well, you can focus again on the present moment. And in fact, when you learn about digestion, it doesn't only happen in your stomach when it goes into your esophagus. The first step of the mechanical digestive process is the chewing. So when you put the food into your mouth, you need to chew it so that then it can be easily digested. And also it will help you to focus on the food at hand as well. And the next thing is obviously after chewing the food is to swallow it, right? So after you swallow each bite, observe how you are feeling. If the food is yummy, obviously you would feel that contentment. How did the food feel in your mouth? What flavors stood out to you? Did this bite taste just like your previous bite? You can even reflect on that. And did you enjoy the mouthful as much as the last? And how are you feeling as you are eating? Whether it's, piece of fish, whether it's, some salad, whether it's a bowl of soup. And are you hungry? Are you full? Are you satisfied? The fact is, if you are listening to your body, then you won't be eating more than you should. When you're full, then you stop. But if you're still hungry, then you need to nourish your body by continue eating. And you will be satisfied. And also it is a great way to help you to truly manage your weight as well. And then once you finish your dish, is to put your utensils down, whether it's your fork and knife or chopsticks or whatever that you use to eat the food, right? So between each bite, even you can put your utensils down, because then it is actually an important step in helping you to slow down. I mean, obviously, if you're busy, then, it might be a little challenging to be so slow, but seriously, if you can eat slower rather than too quick, it will certainly help you to enjoy the process. Because normally it can take up to 20 minutes for your brain to really register your fullness. When you're able to slow down while you're eating by putting your utensils down, then it's actually an important step in being able to tap into your hunger and fullness cues. And hence, able to help you to manage your weight and be healthy as you eat. Now, last but not least is to practice. Like with anything in life, mastery takes practice. The more often you practice eating mindfully, the better you will get. And the fact that I'm sharing it with you doesn't mean that I'm there, I'm far from it. Those of you who've ever eaten with me know that I'm a relatively fast eater, but I'm practicing this. So I try to really be mindful and conscious and even grateful, because the fact that, we can have a beautiful dish of food is something to be thankful for. And we're so blessed. I mean, some of you here are my TLS students. You would have seen, obviously, in our chat group, some of other beautiful people's beautiful foods displays, sharing. And when I look at, my TLS clients' photos and all my food, I can't help but to feel so grateful. And that is also part and parcel of being mindful and grateful. to be having nourishing food or even drinks. I know that some of you love drinking different types of whether it's coffee or trim tea or nutrition shakes, you know. When you drink those, like I was just having I just finished a nutrition shake, chocolate. I always, you know, try to remind myself to not just like scoop it down, like, ooh, finish. But every single sip, when you put it into, you know, your mouth and let it go into your stomach, to really, as I mentioned, you know, use your 5 senses and to really enjoy it. So as you have the opportunity to practice this, I can assure you, you will definitely be having a more healthy, mindful, conscious way of eating. Hence, it will also help you with your weight management as well as the way that you look at food. Because psychology with food means that it's not just about, you know, like eating to fill your stomach, but it's also a part of lifestyle where you can truly look at it as something of a blessing from above. So that's basically what I would like to share with you. And